My friends, life is not about the reasons why we cannot do something. It is about the reasons why we must. Every single day we are given a choice to focus on results or to hide behind excuses. Excuses are comfortable. They make us feel safe. They allow us to justify failure before we even begin. But excuses never build companies. Excuses never change families. Excuses never inspire others. Only results do. When I look back at my own journey, it was never easy. People said I was not smart enough, not strong enough, not connected enough. They said my ideas were foolish, that the world was too difficult. If I had listened to them, I would have remained where I was. But instead, I decided to focus on results. I told myself, maybe I cannot control everything, but I can control my effort. I cannot decide whether the world will accept me, but I can decide not to give up. And that decision made all the difference. Excuses are like walls we build inside our mind. We say we don't have enough money, not enough education, not enough opportunities. We say the competition is too strong, the timing is too bad, the risks are too high. But those are walls we choose to accept. Results come when we break those walls. When we decide that no matter how many reasons exist to quit, we will still find one reason to continue. In business, people don't care about excuses. They care about results. A customer will never say, it's okay you delivered late because your team was tired. No, they wanted the product on time. An investor will never say, it's fine you didn't make profit because the market was tough. They want to see progress. Life rewards results, not excuses. And that is why successful people discipline themselves to move forward, no matter the conditions. The truth is, everyone has excuses. Everyone has problems. Everyone has struggles. The difference is that some people decide to stop talking about them and start working. They use their energy to build solutions instead of telling stories about why they failed. When you learn to focus your mind on results, you automatically create momentum. You stop wasting time on blame and you start investing time in progress. Think about this. When you wake up in the morning, do you ask yourself, what excuse will I use today? No. You ask, what can I achieve today? Every great achievement in history was made by people who could have complained, but didn't. They could have said, the world is unfair, but instead they said, I will make it work. They could have said, I have no support, but they found support inside themselves. That is why we remember them. If you want to succeed, you must become results-oriented. This means setting clear goals and refusing to let excuses get in the way. If your plan fails, don't explain why it doesn't matter. Learn from it and make a better plan. If you don't have resources, don't say it's impossible. Use your creativity. If you don't have knowledge, don't say you're unlucky. Go and learn. The world respects those who take responsibility. Excuses are like poison. The more you consume them, the weaker you become. At first, they feel sweet because they remove pressure. But later, they leave you empty because they also remove growth. Results, on the other hand, are like medicine. They may taste bitter because they require discipline, sacrifice, and effort. But they make you strong, respected, and free. Which one do you want to choose for your life? I will tell you something important. Life does not give everyone equal chances, but it does give everyone equal time. 24 hours a day. You cannot say, I have less hours than others. No, you have the same. The only difference is how you use them. Did you spend them making excuses or producing results? That is what separates leaders from followers, the successful from the forgotten. When you fail, don't explain too much. Don't waste time convincing others why you failed. Use that time to try again, to test again, to build again. Results speak louder than words. You don't need to defend yourself if your work shows progress. Focus on making your actions so powerful that your excuses become irrelevant. Remember, nobody is impressed by excuses. People may listen for a few minutes, nod their head, and then forget, but people never forget results. Results create opportunities. Results open doors. Results build reputation. If you want people to trust you, to support you, to believe in you, don't give them stories. Give them results. Now ask yourself, are you living in excuses or are you living in results? If you say, I don't have time, think again. Others have the same time and they are achieving more. If you say, I don't have talent, think again. Many successful people were ordinary, but they worked harder than everyone else. If you say, I don't have luck, think again. Luck comes when preparation meets opportunity. Stop looking for reasons to stay where you are. Start looking for ways to move forward. Discipline is what transforms results from dreams into reality. Discipline means doing the hard work even when you don't feel like it. It means continuing when others quit. It means focusing on what matters instead of what is comfortable. Excuses are always easier, but discipline brings results, and results bring freedom. People who focus on excuses will always complain about life being unfair. People who focus on results will always find a way to win, even in unfair situations. Which person do you want to be? Every day, life tests you. When things go wrong, will you say, this is not my fault? Or will you say, this is my responsibility and I will fix it? That choice defines your destiny. My friends, success is not about being the smartest, the richest, or the luckiest. It is about being the most committed to results. The world is full of people with talent who wasted it by making excuses. But the world is also full of ordinary people who became extraordinary because they focused only on results. That is the secret. So, I challenge you today, stop carrying excuses. Stop defending your weaknesses. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Focus on results. Do the work. Deliver value. Create something that others can see, feel, and admire. That is how you build a trust. That is how you build a respect. That is how you build a success. And when you succeed, don't forget, people will not remember the excuses you gave along the way. They will remember the results you achieved. Results are your legacy. Excuses disappear with time. Results remain forever. When you look at the people who made a difference in this world, you will notice one thing in common. They all had plenty of excuses they could have used, but they chose not to. They had poverty, rejection, failure, humiliation, lack of resources, lack of support. Yet they pushed forward. Why? Because they understood that excuses are cheap, but results are priceless. When I applied for jobs in my early life, I was rejected again and again. Even KFC rejected me. At that moment, I had every reason to give up. I could have said, the system is unfair, the opportunities are limited, I am unlucky. But what would that have done? Nothing. Nobody would have felt sorry for me for long. Nobody would have remembered my excuses. They would have moved on with their lives, and I would have been left behind. Instead, I decided to turn rejection into fuel. I told myself, if nobody gives me a chance, I will create my own chance. That was the moment I began to think differently. Excuses are not only lies we tell others, they are lies we tell ourselves. They protect our ego, but they kill our potential. When you say, I cannot do this because I don't have the skill, you are lying to yourself. You can learn the skill. When you say, I cannot succeed because I don't have money, you are lying to yourself. Many people started with nothing but a dream and a determination. When you say, I cannot achieve because the competition is too strong, you are lying again. Competition will always be there, but your creativity, your persistence, and your courage can give you an edge. Think of life like a game. In this game, the scoreboard is not how many excuses you gave, but how many results you created. People don't count your reasons. They count your achievements. You don't win the game by explaining why you couldn't score. You win by scoring. It's that simple. Many of you want success. You dream of a better life, a bigger business, financial freedom, respect, and recognition. But dreams alone are not enough. If you keep adding excuses to your dreams, you will stay stuck. Success comes only when you trade excuses for results. Every time you feel like saying, I cannot, replace it with, I will find a way. Every time you feel like complaining, replace it with action. That mindset shift will change your life forever. Do you know what separates winners from losers? It is not intelligence. It is not background. It is not luck. It is consistency. Winners keep showing up, keep producing, keep delivering no matter what. Losers keep explaining, keep justifying, keep waiting. While losers are talking, winners are doing. While losers are defending, winners are creating. While losers are blaming, winners are learning. Which side do you want to be on? I want you to imagine yourself 10 years from now. Imagine looking back at your life. Will you see a list of excuses or will you see a list of results? Will you remember how many times you said, I couldn't because? Or will you remember the victories you created despite the difficulties? That picture should guide you today. You don't want to reach the future full of regret because you allowed excuses to steal your destiny. Sometimes excuses disguise themselves as logic. You say, I will start when the timing is right. I will take action when I have more resources. I will try when I feel confident. That sounds logical, but it is only fear wearing a mask. There is no perfect time.